Welcome back. We have been talking about chain bracelets and using pre-made chain to create these different kinds of bracelets. Today we're going to switch gears now, and I want to teach you how to make your own chain using jump rings. And just as a quick review, jump rings are these little round circles, and you can buy them in a big package like this. These are from Hobby Lobby, and they were on sale, and so they were 50% off, so I bought these on sale. And I just want to explain to you the process that I used and that you can copy and create your own chain. So let's start with some of the most simple bracelets that I made. So these are also jump rings. Yep, they're labeled jump rings, also from Hobby Lobby. And I was really intrigued by the oval. I hadn't seen those before. So I came home and I opened up my packages, and I kind of just started playing with the different jump rings that I had. And I had some other jump rings as well. So for example, these, I already had these in my stash. So I opened these up, and that's what a single link looks like. And I'll show you how I made it or put it all together. So first I just want to explain the components of what you see here. So this one, I just started something really simple. I just did 2 links and 1 link and 2 and 1 and around and around. Okay, and this bracelet wasn't as comfortable as I would have hoped it would be. I could feel these little, I don't know, I call them seams, where the metal meets. I could feel that rubbing on my arm as I moved around. But I wanted to try another design. So this one is these same links and then the tiny jump rings. And again, not super creative here, but so I've got the oval and then a circle and then an oval, circle, oval, circle. All right. So these were the first 2 that I made. And then I also bought these jump rings, and let's see what these are called. Textured jump ring. Okay, and it says 8mm jump ring. So I took these and those same little small jump rings and created this bracelet. And I thought that was pretty. I liked these textured jump rings. They kind of sparkle. I don't know if the camera really picks that sparkle up, but the different, I don't know, cuts in that texture kind of sparkle. So after I made this one, then I thought, hey, what if I combined that same oval link with the textured link? So that's what you see here. And I did do 2 textured links and then 1 oval, 2 textured, 1 oval, right, to come up with this one. I showed this one, or sent pictures to my sister, and she really likes that one. So that might go to my sister. So I started playing with some of the other jump rings that I had, and I took these 2 different sizes and created this bracelet. And this one has got 1 of the larger and then 3 of the smaller, large, small, large, small, alternating all the way around. And the reason I like this is it kind of reminds me of that Rolo chain that I really like, that's kind of thicker like that. And so when I have it on, let's see, I've got an elastic on that, so that's what it looks like on, and I really liked that a lot. And after I made this one, another thought occurred to me. I wondered if I could put these tiny, these are 3mm beads, if I could put that bead onto a jump ring. And so I did. And I was able to create this bracelet. And the jump rings, or excuse me, the beads are able to move. So these beads are able to move on the wire, but they cannot, well, if I can show it, they don't fit through this other jump ring, so they stay on that side, which is what I wanted. So I thought that turned out pretty cool. All right. All right, so those are the different bracelets that I was able to create with some pretty simple supplies. So now I want to explain to you how I actually created these bracelets. And I'm going to need some tools. I'm going to need my pliers. So I've got my bent nose pliers and my flat nose pliers. In doing these bracelets, I realized a few things about working with jump rings. Number one, you do want to have some padded handles, and I've got another pair that does not have a padded handle, these, and after a while these I don't know, they were just more, they kind of made my hands sore. That's what it is. They made my hands sore right there where I'm opening and closing them a lot. And these were more comfortable in my hands. So if you have the option to get a little bit more padding on that handle, go for that and look for that when you're buying your pliers. And it wasn't a huge difference. It's just that I had the two, and so I preferred the more padded handle. It was more comfortable in my hand. So you're going to need some pliers. If you can have 2 pairs of pliers, that's really going to be ideal. Trying to use the tweezers and sticking the, you know, up inside like that was really difficult, and it didn't work out good. All right. One other tool you might want to invest in is a jump ring opener, and it works kind of like a thimble. I like it on my thumb. I've seen other people that put it on their finger, but for me it has to slide so far back on my finger that it gets awkward. So I will wear it on my thumb, and actually I wear it like this. And this smallest channel right here is the one that I use the most, because that's where the jump rings fit the best. This wider slot is a little more difficult to use because the jump rings are sloppy inside that channel, and so you want this smaller channel. And I would kind of switch back and forth just depending on which jump rings I was using and how much force it took to open the jump rings. So I'll try and demonstrate with this little tool and with the pliers. Overall, I would say I use these pliers probably 90% of the time, just the pliers. That's just what worked for me. Okay, so when you are making these, you are going to be opening and closing your jump rings a lot, so you're going to get good at that. So that's the first thing that you need to do. All right, and I'm going to show you on this slightly larger oval jump ring. It's a little bit easier to see what I'm doing. Okay, so you're going to pick up your tools. You're going to find where the opening is. I call it the seam. I don't know what other people call it. Okay, and you're going to lay your pliers to the side and you're going to twist that open. All right. Then you're going to put your other jump ring on, or in this case, it would be two. Oh, there's another one. Okay, so you slide on your jump rings and you close that up. Now, it's important that you get this closed really tight. Okay, and I'm not sure how much of that you can see, but that's not closed all the way. So I look at it and then I wiggle. And I'm going to wiggle that some more till I feel those ends rub together. Okay, now that feels tight, and you're going to see this seam when you're wearing your bracelet. So you really want to match those ends up really well. Okay, so that's really all there is to it, is you're just opening and closing those jump rings over and over, and you're just hooking them together. And how you put this together is really up to you. If you want, you can go through and open all your jump rings and put these on and kind of leave them out and then put it together. It's really up to you, kind of the order you do this in. It's kind of like putting on your shoes and socks. It doesn't matter if you put on one sock and then the other sock and then both shoes, or you put on one shoe and one sock and one shoe and then put on the other sock and the other shoe. Okay, it's really up to you. Now, when you're putting these small beads on, it's really the same thing. You are going to open your jump ring. You're going to pick up your bead. You're going to find the hole. And some, and of course I picked one of these. Nope, there it went. Some, I had a few beads that I could not get to go onto the circle. There was just, the hole was probably slightly smaller or something. Okay, so you put that bead on, and then you put another jump ring, or you put the tiny jump ring. That's what that one is. There it is. Okay, and then you put the tiny jump ring on, and then you twist that closed, and you make sure you get that lined up really well, because like I said, you're going to see those seams, and if they're not lined up, for me, it's noticeable. Okay, so I want my bracelets to look as professional as possible. I don't want people to say, "Oh, did you make that?" So I try to make things look as nice as possible. All right, so there you go. And so there's a link. So then your next one, you just open it, and you're going to put this on your next jump ring. You're going to put a bead on. You're going to put another small one, and you're just going to create your links on and on and on. Okay? All right, that's it. Thanks.